Hey my friend, in this video I'm going to talk about the 7 new features I'm most excited about with the new 5.0 firmware update of the Aeros Loop Studio. It was released about a month ago from the time I'm making this video. They added dozens of new features, but those 7 are my favorites. And if you're looking to get the Aeros Loop Studio, you can get 10% off your order by using my affiliate link, first link in the description box, and adding code Antoine10 at checkout. Thank you so much for Singular Sound for partnering with me and offering a nice coupon code to my audience. So the first feature that I love is the new hands-free navigation. So I'm gonna start a quick song, a quick new song just to demonstrate that. So for example, if I play something like this, I'm gonna lower the volume of the master while I'm talking. Okay, so usually in the previous version, there were a few functions that you had to bend down and use the touch screen to use, but now it's all hands-free. So if I use the bottom left switch and I hold it, I have a sub-menu right here. So before you had the mixer right away, but now you have much more than a mixer. You have mixer, switch RPO, undo, mute, and lots of functions that you can use right away. So I can still access the mixer if I select it, and I can exit. And what I like is that it is customizable. So if I stop the song right away, and then I go back to home. So once again, you could do it while it's playing or while it's not playing too. So when it's not playing, if I press and hold the left one, I can save this song, clear the song, delete the last part, start a new song, on and on. So for example, if I want to go back home, I can select this one, and then I can customize that. So if I go into the settings right here and I select it, and I go on hands-free mode just here, and I go down the little menu right here, I can edit, for example, the playing slide out menu or the stop slide menu. So I'm gonna edit the playing slide out menu. And what you can do right here is change the order. Let's say that you wanna use the undo function more regularly than a mixer. You could use the little arrows right here and put the undo function at the top of the list and move things down the list. So for example, for now, I'm gonna keep them like this. And the little blue button is if you want to activate or not that function. So for example, if you don't need the undo function, you could remove it from the list. You don't need mute, you could remove it or add them. So I really like that you can customize the list and the way that you use the hands-free menu. My second favorite function is the fade time. Yes, you have the fade time on the Aeros Loop Studio. People have been asking for it for so long. So once again, you can go in the settings. I'm gonna use the touch screen this time. And you go on fades. So now the stop fade out usually is off, but you can have it to be automatic, probably at the end of the cycle of your loop, or it can be timed. So you can go from 1 second to 60 seconds. So the longer the better. When I make ambient guitar music, I'm gonna go super long. You could have a fade in if you want to. You could decide when you mute and unmute track, do you want to fade in and out too? So I could say, okay, it's gonna be 5 seconds of fade out and fade in when I mute. I'm actually going to change that to about like 20 seconds for this demo because we don't want to have to wait. 21, it's okay. We don't want to have to wait too long just for me to demonstrate that, for example. So if I go back to the Loop Studio and I play the song that I had, I'm gonna put the master up where it was. And then if I click to fade, then you have a little progress bar where it's gonna fade gradually. So that was about 20 seconds, and you can do that automatically in the settings. And like I said, if I had a second track, for example, you can do that with the muted tracks too. So if I record a little... Right? And then I want to mute that track. There was about a 5-second mute, right? Because I set that up before, so now I can stop the song right here. So that's the fade time. It's available now. The third one is the reverse function. Before, you had to use a MIDI controller to trigger the reverse function, but now it's built in. So once again, if I play the song and then I'm gonna unmute, which is gonna do a fade in because I decided about that before, then I can press and hold right here, and in the list you have reverse, so I can decide to use it on the top track or the bottom track if I want. So now it's gonna trigger the reverse function. And then if I want to undo it, I can do reverse again. And then it's gonna unreverse it. So it's really nice that we now have a quick access to that. My fourth favorite feature is the one press song part change. So let's say that you're using the 6x6 modes and you have like 6 different song parts, like an intro, verse, chorus, transition, bridge, whatever. You have like 6 different parts. You have the option of cycling through them, not in order. Let's say that you want to play the first one and then the fourth one. You can do that. The only thing you have to do is go in settings, behavior, and then we're going to scroll down until we see auto song part change in 6x6 mode. We're going to place it at on, and we're going to change the song part at the end of the loop because we have to select it before the end of the loop, so that leaves us more time to do it. Then I'm going to go back. And I'm gonna quickly create a song with 6 different parts, so see you after that. Okay, so now I have 6 quick parts recorded, and you will see what I mean by that, so I can start playing the loop. Once again, I'm gonna bring the master down so that I can talk at the same time. So when you click on the button next part, then as long as you select the part when it's in the entire cycle of the loop, you can decide which one you want. So if I click on it once, it's gonna be on the second part, but I could cycle to the 4th one or the 6th one. You see? Or I could decide to go on the 4th one already and back to the 1st. So it's a great way to create many parts and be able to choose the one you want. You just have to do it before the cycle of the loop changes. My 5th favorite new feature is the multimeter. Yes, you can play one song part, for example, in 4/4 time signature, and the second song part in like 5/4 or 7/8. For a fan of progressive rock and progressive music, for me, like me, it's really, really cool. So for example, let's start a new song. Let's edit it, the little pencil right here. So it's important to be not in free form, because if you are in free form, you have no tempo, no time signature, so you cannot have that function here. But if you use quantized or auto quantized, like I'm gonna do, then if you scroll down, you have the multimeter. You can enable it, and you can choose each part. So the first one could be in 4/4, and the second one could be in, for example, 7/8. So I can save. And now, since it's auto quantize, it's gonna analyze what I'm playing, and it's gonna find the best way to quantize it according to my time signature that I have chosen. So the first one is in 4/4, so I could play something like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can trigger the next part to appear and play something in my 7/8 time signature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's perfectly quantized to that time signature right here. And then I can go back to my first one in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Really nice that you have this function right here. I can already see myself using that a lot in my songs. My sixth favorite new feature is the auto record next track toggle. I'm going to explain what that means. Let's say that you started recording your first part and then you want to record a second layer underneath it. Sometimes it's happening too fast because when you trigger the second layer, it's recording right away and you might not be ready. So that is a solution to that problem. You can go in the settings, in the behavior once again, we're going to scroll down to the bottom and then we're going to have next track record. So you can put it off in 6x6 mode. So instead of recording right away your next layer, it's gonna choose the next layer, but you have to decide yourself when you want to record on that layer by pressing on the switch. So if I go back to my song that I had right here, oh, that's the one in 7/8, okay? So you see, if I click on next track in the middle, now the second track or the second layer, if you will, is selected, but it's not queued to record like it usually does. You have to push yourself on the record button. So now I can take more time to find some ideas on top of that, right? In 7/8. Dun, dun. And when I'm ready, now I can push on record and that's going to trigger to record. So it's really nice. It leaves you more time if you're improvising or if you just need time to record your next layers. That's a great solution. And my seventh favorite feature is the loop decay function. It's perfect for us ambient guitar players if we make soundscapes. What it's gonna do is that your overdubs are gonna gradually fade away at the rate you're gonna choose, right? So you can make an ever-evolving loop that way. It's perfect for soundscapes. So if I start a new song and then I go to edit it, you probably saw it before, there is a loop decay function. So usually it's off, but we can put it on like this, and then it's saying that it's a destructive process, so you cannot really save your songs and your overdubs on the Aeros Loop Studio, but we are aware of that. It's okay. So now you can decide the decay rate, how much is going to decay each time that you add an overdub. 50% is a lot. It means that it's going to drop half of its volume each time you're going to add an overdub. So let's say I'm going to put it at like 30%, right? Or 29. So let's save. And let's demonstrate that. So I could have like an ambient swell like this. And then record that. And play. And then if I click on overdub, it's gonna drop a little bit of volume. You even saw like the sound wave was getting a little bit thinner, right? So now I can overdub. And let's say that was my overdub. Then I can think of a new overdub to add. And when I click, dropped a little bit. Let's add a new one. So the first one is barely audible right now. Once again. So you heard it drop a little bit. It's subtler right now because it's 30%, but it really, really is not so subtle when you use 50% or more. I don't think it works when it's continuous, when you use the overdub, like without having to click play and add a new overdub. So I think that's something that could be added in the future as a suggestion to the guys at Singular Sound right here, but now it's okay. You can find your ideas and then click on overdub again, and then it's gonna decay, right? So that was my favorite features right here, and I haven't even talked about so many other ones like auto record, backing tracks, copy song. I even used the auto quantize function that is new from this firmware version. So auto quantize is also very, very cool to use. So if you're interested in the Aeros Loop Studio, once again, you can get 10% off. You can use my affiliate link below. Full disclosure, it's an affiliate link, so I would get a commission and you would support my channel and what I do by purchasing and using my coupon code Antoine10 at checkout. So everyone wins in that situation. You get 10% and I get a commission. So thank you very much. I'm going to make other Aeros Loop Studio videos in the future. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new here. And I'm going to see you real soon. Until next time, au revoir.